How's it going, YouTube? Today I have the VFC SR635 and the SR16 Carbine. This is the SR635. As you can see, it's got a nasty flash hider on the front, but in the box they give you a nice metal, I'll put that up there so I can focus on it. There we go. It's sort of meant to be the Inconel style flash hider compensator that Knights Armament designed. It's Inconel is a high temperature metal. They use in turbochargers, jet engines. They're in the compressor blades and turbines. So a very high temperature metal. The real ones of these are very expensive. If you look on YouTube at some of the videos of people shooting real steel with one of these on there, it's pretty impressive. But it comes with that, you know, it's a reverse threaded. It comes with a manual too in the box, but you know, I could care less about boxes. It's more about the guns. Everyone loves the guns. So you have a hand stop up front. It's got the trademarks right on it, engraved and sort of painted in with white, which is a neat feature. You got a QD Sling Swivel attachment there. It does not come with the Sling Swivel, unfortunately. It doesn't come with that sight we had on at the beginning of the video. Flip a front sight with a Knights Armament logo and even the part number in the back, which is kind of cool. It has a URX rail on the front that's been cross-drilled for lightness. You can see the imitation gas tube in there, that silver thing, and up here you have your gas block. I believe this is a 9-inch barrel or 8-inch barrel. Back here we have flip-up sight. See that there, and right there it has the Knights Armament stamping on it. It's adjustable. I've colored in the logo so you can see it better. It didn't really show up well on camera, so I colored this one in white. So it shows a better individual serial numbers. You know, Stoner rifle. This was Eugene Stoner's last project before he died. So basically, this is an improved everything that the M4 and M16. This is what Eugene Stoner thought it would be in the end. You know, his final go at it. So as you can see here, we have the magazine release on the left-hand side, which normally it's not there. This is a full AMB gun. So, you know, we have our regular bolt catch and regular fire selector there, and regular charging handle here. But if you look over here, we have another bolt catch and another fire selector that has a little cutout in there, so it doesn't interfere really with your hand when you're doing it. So that's a cool feature. And down here you have your SR16 trades, you know, 5.56. Well, you're thinking, well, it says 5.56. The Stoner rifle, the SR635, is chambered for the 6x35 millimeter that the PDW uses. Well, you can get the full gun from Knights Armament, but also they sell it as a kit that you can put on top of a regular M4, and basically it's an upper receiver mag, and you can then use it with the 6x35 that the PDW uses. That was their new sort of ballistic vest defeating PDW round with you know, lightened recoil, all that other fun stuff. You look at the Future Weapons episode from History Channel Discovery, and they go all over it. So it's on Netflix too. So that's there. The magazine is extremely light. It's not plastic. It's a 300 rounder. You know, it might even be aluminum. I could take a magnet to it and tell you, but you know, I think it's aluminum because I don't have a magnet handy. So yeah, I notice there's no trades on the front URX because it is well, you know, it's cross-drilled. And down here, you look at the pistol grip is a little different. This takes a mid-size motor. This is the same grip as the PDW, which uses a mid-length motor. Either you take down, you can buy them, but they're hard to find, or you just cut down the shaft on a long type and reuse your little your bushing, you know, on the end of your motor shaft, and use that. It also has the Stoner sort of trigger guard down at the bottom. I don't know if you can easily pop it out to, you know, for when you're using gloves, but it's pretty big, so using gloves will not be an issue with this. So that's that. So one more look. Oh yeah, standard crane stock, wired to the rear, and it does have a Tamiya connector, or a Tamiya, or you know, however you want to pronounce it. It's one of the black high temperature ones. I would still use Dean's, But you know, it's supposedly LiPo ready, but I believe it's 15C only. You know, for your C rating. So let's look at the SR16 Carbine. So you can see it's standard M4 carbine length, and this one has a different front sight. Flips up on the gas block as opposed to being on the rail. You can lock it in place right there. It's more for locking it up. So there you go. So it doesn't get knocked down. It's really solid. It's pretty awesome. We got some nice trades. You know, M&P and whatnot, and 7.6, it's now 5.56, I'm thinking it's 7.62. This gun is a 5.56 in real life, the SR16. And also, nasty orange flash hider, but this also comes with the included Inconel style flash hider. And they really capture the color of Inconel, I must say. I own a turbocharged car, and you know, I modify it myself, and you know, using looking at the turbocharger vanes, you know, it's pretty much like that when you look at your turbo vanes on your hot side. So you'll see we have trademarks here on the rail because it doesn't have the cross drilling. But this one also has trademarks along the top, so you can see where to put your optic back and the bottom and sides. So you know, got URX part number, all that. And also on the other side you have your Knight's Armament trades on this as well. So and it's also ambi, a little bit different color on the fake bolt, but you know, it's no big deal because, you know, in black or silver, you know, it's fake bolt. You know, all the same accessories, same QD little guys here at the back, so you don't have to run a ASAP plate or any other sling plate. You just use your QD sling swivel right there. Also with the typical stock, crane stock. The rear sight is sort of like what's on the Scar, the Knight's Armament one. Well, it's not Knight's Armament Scar, but the sight is the Knight's Armament. It's got a real fine adjustment too, because nice clicks on that. So VFC did a really good job replicating this gun. As always, you know, full ambi, aluminum like mag. As I try to get it in there, there we go. So this is the SR635 with 9.6 battery, fully charged, and .2 Elite Force BBs. So it looks like we're firmly in the 375 mark, which is good for CQB up here in the Northeast, as limit usually for CQB up here is 400 with 2s. I know the SoCal guys, I think it's like 350. I don't know, I'm not in SoCal, but be a little hot for you guys. But this will also be good in the field too. Even with the short barrels, the VFCs, they ship with a tight bore, so it should be a riot outside as well. So let's see how it does in full auto. So 1,009 rounds per minute with a 9.6, fully charged, fresh off the charger. So here we go with the SR16 Carbine, the 14-inch length barrel. So we're at about 390-ish, give or take 5, which is decent. 390 is good for indoor. It just makes indoor a little bit here in the Northeast for CQB, just being under 400 with 2s. So let's see what it does in full auto. 974 rounds per minute, just a tad bit slower, 25 rounds per minute slower than the shorter SR635. I had mentioned earlier that I thought the mag was aluminum, and it turns out it is. Plastic, obviously not metallic, but the body and the base plate are aluminum, and the screw that holds it all together is, of course, steel. So that's why this is nice and light. This must be like 2/3 the weight of a regular mid-cap, which is just astonished that, you know, when I picked it up, I was like, wow, that's like having nothing at all. So what do I think of these stoner rifles? You know, personally, I like them. I have one on order. I have the SR16 E3 IWS on order. A little longer. I plan on using it out in most of my field games I go to as my new primary, except theme games, because, you know, I love my World War II games with my World War II weapons. But you may have also noticed on this one, it's lacking something in this area. You might have noticed it on the up-close look when we went into detail. It doesn't have a charging, a forward assist. It operates with the 6.35mm cartridge in real life, so, you know, it probably wouldn't need it, because this was the, you know, last evolution, what Stoner was working on, of the, you know, what we, you know, couldn't be known as AR-15. But, you know, I like this gun, you know, 375 FPS and 1,000 rounds per minute, really good for CQB. You can really get the BBs out there. That's with the 9.6. I wouldn't run anything higher than a 15C dump LiPo on it. You might be able to get away with a 11.1 if you were running it, you know, not semi-auto all the time. But really, really nice gun. And its brother, the SR16 Carbine. Also like this a lot. I just happen to like the 15 better because it had a longer rail and was a longer barrel. I have enough CQB guns. But this thing also really awesome. They're nice. Both these guns are very lightweight, very easy to maneuver, and awesome trim. I mean, the fit and finish, I'd say it's better than Classic Army. I love Classic Army, but it's better. You know, it just edges them out. This is up there with, you know, these are the cream of the Airsoft crop, as you were. So, my recommendation: buy both. One for indoor, one for outdoor. But, you know, really cool, lots of cool features, lots of really cool details. So if you're interested in any one of these, or any of the other cool guns we have here at Master Hobbies, stop by. We're at 565 Main Street in Cherry Valley, also known as Leicester. Some people have come in and said their GPS doesn't work for Leicester. They can find it on Cherry Valley. If they can't find it on Cherry Valley, they can find it on Leicester. So, kind of weird. Visit us on our webpage or our Facebook page, facebook.com/masterhobbies or masterhobbies.com. Thanks, and have a good night.